Have you ever traveled to another city, maybe in your downtime or spare time, or maybe even for work, and wondered what it might be like to just live in the area or what housing might be like in some of these cities? Well, friends, this week I'm going to share with you an amazing experience that will give you a first-hand glance at some different places throughout the United States. What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great day today. Today, I'm going to start a part 1 of 9 expose on other markets throughout the country. Last month, I went to Las Vegas for a convention and met some amazing fellow agents, as well as a number of friends that I know in other cities throughout the country. I interviewed a handful of agents who are happy to share their own experiences and answer questions in other markets. And the reason I'm doing this is because I get business from many people relocating or investing in the greater Milwaukee area, and people always need to move and don't know what things will be like across state lines. So the saying goes, grass ain't greener, and in more ways than one, this is definitely true. So today I want to cover how some markets have evolved in the past year or two between COVID era and 2020, as well as the roller coaster of the economy in the past few years. The real estate industry has changed as a whole. So let's not waste time and get right into it. So to start with my local market, how has Milwaukee evolved over the past few years? Well, many people are definitely looking for affordability these days, and there's still lots of opportunities for many buyers. Many people tend to look in other nearby neighborhoods close to hot markets, and because there's such a push from popular areas to other adjacent neighborhoods nearby, and this is causing some appreciation around the Milwaukee area. With this, some homes may still sell in just a few days of being in the market, and buyers know where they want to be, and with a scarce amount of inventory, this doesn't make it easy. Other homes may sit on the market for maybe a week or 10 days or two longer than they have been over the past few years. Odds are they'll still sell swiftly. The biggest thing is that while inventory is short at this time and interest rates continue to be high, some buyers are a little bit more apprehensive at making the move, but at the same time, the serious ones are definitely going to be out there and hunting for the next best thing. And by the way, I'm your host, William Los, the local agent out of greater Milwaukee and southeast Wisconsin area. If you're looking at Milwaukee as a new place to live, give me a call. I'll answer these and any other questions you might have about the area. Definitely looking forward to meeting you and showing you around. Now let's take a look at some other areas throughout the United States with some great agents that I interviewed in Las Vegas. And just tell everybody where you serve.
I'm Samantha. I serve Southwest Florida area.
How has that market general as a whole, how has it evolved in the past few years? Because it's been a crazy past couple of years in real estate.
It
So,
has.
How has that evolved?
Well, during COVID, we call it the COVID craze. We were, Florida was the state to be during COVID. So everyone was moving down to Florida. We couldn't sell. Properties were selling really quickly. Now we've kind of shifted. We're more of a buyer's market at the moment, but as we know, real estate shifts constantly. So to go back to being a seller's market, right now we're a buyer's market. So it's a great time to come down and find property and get some good deals.
Things. Very cool. I want to just kind of start by just kind of tell me about where you're from, where you serve.
Okay, sure. Yeah, my name's Greg, and I live and work in Topeka, Kansas. Serve the Lawrence area and Topeka, and then over to Manhattan as well.
Very cool. Yeah. Very nice. Now, just kind of start off, how has the local market in Topeka evolved in the last year? And
so in the last year, it's stayed about the same, which is steady. Overall, market's down, but my business has been steady with referrals and repeat clients. So yeah, it's weathered the interest rates and everything pretty well.
A lot of things across the board. Any specific properties in that area that people tend to gravitate towards, or is it pretty generic?
It's the typical 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage is what people like. That's the standard.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would start with, in 2020, we had a big shift, and the Houston market's changed a lot. I think most of the people in 2020, after COVID and the politics and everything that's happening, we got a lot of people relocating from the East Coast, West Coast, and the North. So the reason why people gravitate towards us, one, of course, the politics. Texas is known for its own independent politics from the U.S. Let's just say
Gotcha.
that.
Okay.
I'm going to keep it at that so we don't get into details. The second thing that people love in the Texas area or the Houston area specifically, amount of jobs that we have, opportunities that they can get. The price point attracts. I know Texas is big. Austin has higher price points. Dallas has higher. There is nowhere in those three big cities that we call that you can find a home for $200,000 within an hour from the city. So people love that when they come to Houston and they find, hey, they can drive an hour from the city within the hour and they can still find something for $200 to $250. They tend to come. So price point and affordability is a big one. The third one or fourth one would be Houston is a foodie town. So it's very diverse. If you like food, people, tend to just come and visit and then they fall in love and they stay.
I do like food, and that sounds like a place I very much would like.
Yeah, it's a food town. The last thing that I would say people love in our area when they're coming from the north side or the east coast on the north is the weather. The bearable weather. I wouldn't say it doesn't get cold, but this past couple of months have been like, we get freezes here and there. But mostly over the course of 8 months, temperatures are very, we have the sun is out and temperatures are very bearable. We get maybe a couple days in the year where it's really cold. When I say really cold, like 30 degrees, but that's about it. Usually our temperatures in the winter range between 50 and 70, and this is really, comfortable. And we have some hot summers. You can just bear a couple months over, 80 degrees and
towards more than the other.
Yeah, I would say that overall we're a very strong second home community. However, when we hit COVID, it was a very strong Airbnb community. So as COVID shifted and we took off our masks and got back to normal, those Airbnbs hit the market because investors bought what was 100% occupied during COVID because the world was shut down. And then as soon as the world opened back up, those occupancy rates dropped. And first-time investors kind of got caught off guard about the fact that they couldn't carry a property without it being fully occupied.
Wow.
So that shifted a lot of properties available for folks that wanted furnished or somebody who was more experienced on the investor side. So that's
Very
the biggest
cool.
shift.
Yeah, that's interesting too, and it's easily very amazing how easily something like that could totally shift, especially something big as COVID was.
You've got to be able to carry the payment, right? So as an investor,
Right.
sometimes you just jump in without thinking about the plan B.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely. So we have been on a different cycle than the rest of the world. I feel like everybody had a big boom in 2000, 2021, etc. We didn't have that. So we have been coming down for quite a few years. 21, 22 was really busy just because we weren't able to, sell properties for most of 2020. So we had a lot of pent up demand. And then 2023, 2024 was wonky, right? 30% lower 2023, about 30% lower in 2024. But the very end of 2024, going into 2025, we've actually really picked up in the market, which is very exciting. It's about time. We've all been waiting for it. In terms of trends, in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, we're more vertical living, right? So we have a lot of management companies, things to deal with. So when we're working in terms of renovations, it can be extremely challenging. So I would say units that need renovations have really slowed down in terms of trends, and people are really going for turnkey. We've actually had a really big uptick in luxury. Our luxury market, 4 million and up, has been outpacing historical averages. So that buyer is definitely back, and we feel as though they're very excited by the market. So it seems like they feel confident in it.
Yeah, so
That's
in our
great.
local market, I would say we have more inventory, which is fantastic, obviously. Our median price is going up, which is obviously nice for resale, but it is tough for first-time buyers, for sure. So we have a lot of seasonal homes in our area because we have 100 lakes in our county alone. So we're a really big industry for seasonality of lakes and living on the lake.
So would you say like property or even just a simple single family is something that buyers tend to gravitate more towards, or like a specific property like that?
Yeah, I mean, really, yeah, we have obviously a ton of single family homes, but not enough because we have a shortage everywhere.
So
They're like in town in Warsaw, we have about 15,000 people. So it's a pretty small kind of town, but very unique because the majority of the people that live in Warsaw are like affiliated with the biomedical industry. So it does make the prices a little bit more. The wages are a little bit higher. So we have really great resources in our community because of that. The biomedical companies pay a lot of taxes to our county. So we have amazing park systems. We have really good schools. We have a lot of things that make a little town very appealing.
It's been, I mean, of course, COVID was crazy in our market. Everybody moving in because we have the land, we have new construction, we have pretty much everything. So the weather's great. So yeah.
Any specific kind of property people might gravitate towards a little bit? Or?
Yeah, I mean, during that time, people were gravitating towards bigger, big backyards. But now, I mean, pretty much first-time homeowners, they're looking for condos, they're looking for townhouses. Pretty much runs the gamut.
Very nice.
Now, as you can see from these areas, it just goes to show that there is growth in all different kinds of markets and opportunities for new incoming residents. Regardless where you may think you want to live, it's important to do your homework ahead of time. And if you are more curious about these areas or somewhere I did not talk about, reach out to me today. I'm connected to many different agents that I partner with throughout the country and even around the world. I have a first-hand insight into different places and would be happy to connect you. If you liked this video or found it helpful, hit like and subscribe at the bottom to stay in the loop or when I release new content. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.